Anyway, hi, welcome back. Or welcome if you're new here. I'm John.
I'm Sierra.
And this is And They Were Readers.
We have a cozy fall intro now.
We've had a cozy fall intro. Girl! It's crazy, because if you look like 2 videos back,
Yeah.
the first thing you say is, do we have a cozy fall intro now? And I go, yeah, we should have a cozy fall intro now.
Oh. Whoops.
Guess who doesn't watch our content?
Oops.
I realized you didn't always watch our content when I had the videos I filmed by myself 3 weeks in a row, and you had no idea what happened in them, like 3 months after you returned to the country, and I was like, oh, okay, cool. I mean nothing to you.
I watched like some of our old videos as like time capsules of our friendship, and it's really cute.
That is cute.
But I don't watch them if they're recent.
Which is honestly kind of fair. I feel like if we had an editor, I might end up doing the same.
Yeah.
Because we film them. We're here in the moment.
In the moment, and I don't want to like replace the memory of the moment immediately with the video, you know?
Yeah.
But speaking of time capsules, we actually are going to talk today about the books we loved and read and got us into reading before we ever started a booktube channel.
Yeah.
So we're going back in time.
That was a great transition, by the way.
Thank you.
I was waiting for you to pause so I can say it, and I was like, I can feel it slipping from my memory. So I was like, just cut her off and say it. Let her know.
You were not listening to me for a second, and you were going to just cut me off, and I was going to be like, I'm literally right there. I'm literally right there. Anyway, so we started... Okay, if you... Pause.
Run it back.
If you go back to one of our very first videos, which, like, caution, I don't know what those were. You know, like, I don't know if they
What do you mean?
I don't know.
They're fine.
I haven't watched them.
Go watch them. It's fine.
Okay, go watch them.
What are you doing?
I don't know, I panicked. We talk about, in one of our first videos... I think it was the very first one, what got us into reading. And we talked about that. Yeah. And then a few videos later, we talk about our favorite books of all time. So you've heard, if you've been with us for a while, a lot of our favorites.
Yeah.
But that time period in my life is so special to me. It was after I finished my master's degree, and I was in this limbo period of no school, and I was only working one job, which is rare for me, if you know me. And I was finding my love of literature again. Yeah. I remember picking up a book and discovering what it felt like to read words on a page that made more sense on the page than they ever would on the screen, and being like, that's what writing is all about. Yeah. Like, I gotta, there's more of this, there's infinite of this.
There's more of this. That's what they sell in those stores.
Then I found out that my county sends us library books via the mail. And then there was an app called Libby. Y'all probably know about this. Where there's audiobooks for free on Libby. What? From our library? What is happening? So I got my sister-in-law's library card because she was like, you need to like try this, and I got addicted. So then I got my own library card. Obviously they're free, so like do that, use your library, they're fantastic. And I just got addicted to reading, and so that is my journey into 2022 essentially, but really before we started BookTube, how I got back into reading as an adult.
Mine was kind of like during the pandemic. There was like a lot of social movements happening in the United States.
True.
So I started reading to be more educated for conversations I was having with my friends about Black Lives Matter, about politics, immigration, like figuring out how I felt about these things, trying to do some research for myself. And then I got a little sad because nonfiction books back to back made me a little sad.
Yeah.
So I started reaching out to friends. I was like, do you have any good book recommendations that are fiction and fun? And our friend Kai recommended a few. I read like some Frederick Backman stuff. I think Anxious People was one of the first books I read coming back. And then I went into like Little Fires Everywhere, things like that. And that's when I was like, oh, it doesn't have to be all sad. And it doesn't have to be all real. So
true. I feel like most of the books you read are about real experiences though.
No, yeah. They're real human experiences, but they're not like real statistics about the day-to-day life living in modern day America. Sure.
Sure.
That's what made me sad.
Yeah.
the books I read now do make me sad. I'm currently reading A Little Life. It makes me the saddest I've ever been.
And I will never read it.
No. I was reading it on a plane, on a flight back home. Let me tell you. First of all, let's talk about Southwest for a second. Because Southwest, you can make such good companions on that flight, trying to make sure that no one sits in the seat between you.
And not for much longer.
Not for much longer.
Yeah.
Sure. Show. This will be outdated in like next
2
year.
months. Yeah.
But I find the seat. It's this nice little old lady, and she's sitting by herself in the aisle seat, and I'm like, I'm sorry to make you stand up, but can I have that window seat? She's like, of course.
Mm-hmm. She's like, the middle is open. As long as that's true.
Yeah. So like, I go to the window, and Southwest does this for now. Well, they'll be like, we have a full flight, so try to like see if that's a seat, take it. And I'm like, I know this flight isn't full. I know it's not full.
But you were C55. So if that
was on the way there.
Oh, okay.
On the way back, I was lost.
Okay,
Don't worry.
I was C55 says that's a full flight.
I was in the B group. No, on the way in, it was like, find a seat, take a seat. So I sit down next to her, and first of all, I wish somebody would have taken a photo, because it was so cute, because she was reading her Kindle, and I was reading my book, and I was like, we make a great pair.
Okay, that's really cute.
You and I, solid. And as people were walking in, she was like, "Do you think we got away with it?" And I was like, "Yes, ma'am. I think we got away with it."
So cute.
But then I like put my headphones on, and I'm like, "Okay, I'm locked in. I'm reading A Little Life." I start bawling.
Sure.
An hour, like 1.5 into the flight. She's like giving me these glances, and I'm like, "Don't look at me. Don't look at me." And then eventually she's like, "Are you okay?" And I was like, "Yeah, I'm fine. It's like a really heavy book, and this is the second time I'm reading it, and I'm on a plane, and reading on a plane always makes you more emotional."
Yeah.
So she was like, "Oh, okay, just wanted to make sure you were good." She's like, do you want to know what I'm reading?" And I was like, "I do. I really do."
That's really sweet. Okay.
So we talked, and it was cute. I don't remember.
Oh!
I don't remember, but she finished it on the plane. When we landed, she was like, "I got to finish my book." And I was like, "I did not get to finish mine." And she was like, "Yeah, it looks like a large one." And I'm like, "It is large. It is large." So that was really cute. I made a new friend. Don't remember her name. Don't remember the book she was reading. But
she sounds sweet.
She was so nice. Anyway, so we're going to talk about the books we read before book 2.
And I'm pulling it up.
Sorry. Basically the year 2021, 2022. There are some books that are lost to Storygraph for me.
Because we started using it in 2022. Correct. And we tried to like retroactively put some in, and it didn't really work.
It didn't work. I was lazy, and I also didn't really know. So I like things like Anxious People. I don't even know if they're going to be in there. I think one of the first books I read that like getting me back into it was a book called Educated. Because I read that on a road trip we did to Colorado.
I was reading the new Jim Crow.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Way back in the day. Okay, let's talk about the books that we actually read. Let's get into it.
Woo!
Let's
the way I'm going to do it, John, is going to go to recently read, even though it's not true. But then if you filter the book...
Why did you just do it this way?
Huh? How did you do that?
So we can just start
Wait, how did you do that?
You go to the year, and then click the books. Girl!
I didn't even know you could do that. Okay, I read 69 books. Brother.
Sorry.
Oh, on January 13th. Okay. Our first book...
Yeah, that's fine.
Our first book of 2022 that each of us read, I listened to The Anthropocene Reviewed by John Green, and I gave it 5 stars.
I listened to The Man Who Died Twice, Thursday Murder Club Mystery, and it's the second one.
And he never read the first
one. I never read the first one. I saw it, I think, in Barnes & Noble, and I was like, oh, it's a cool looking cover. It's got a little Sly Fox on there.
Yeah, like fun little title.
I was so lost. I was like, okay, yeah, it's old people, they're solving a crime. But why? How did we get here?
Yeah.
I got to the end of it and realized it was the sequel, and I gave it 2.5 stars because it's probably mostly on me.
And then I got into like my essay era, learning more about systemic racism in the United States. And so I read Minor Feelings by Kathy Park Hong, White Tears, Brown Scars by Ruby Hamad, A Bad Feminist by Roxane Gay, Letter to My Daughter by Maya Angelou.
Oh my goodness.
The Source of Self-Regard by Toni Morrison.
Wow.
Intimations by Zadie Smith.
Yeah.
I read Americana. Yeah. I read Black is the Body by Emily Bernard. And that was like the run that I did.
Yeah, I don't have anything like that. I did read thick because...
I made him.
Yeah, okay. I thought I was going to say it.
No.
Before that, I read Before the Coffee Gets Cold, which was good. I really liked it back then. I think now, thinking on it, I would rate it a little bit lower.
We were definitely like books at the very beginning. Like, we would rate it high if you were like, wow, words.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
So our ratings near the beginning are a little skewed. I read Kim Ji-young, born 1982.
I did too.
This is where our rating is not skewed. I read The Sun Also Rises, and I gave it a 3. I think, listen, Hemingway, the writing was gorgeous, but what was he writing about? What did I learn? So maybe one of you guys could tell me. And then I read Dune, which is crazy because this year is when I read the second one. So it's been that long since I read the first one. Yeah.
Whoa.
Yeah.
It does feel like a little bit that 2022 was last year in a lot of ways. Like these books feel so recent to me in a lot of ways. Like I feel like I just was going through the phase of reading all those books that I just shared with you about systemic racism and history and feminism in the United States.
Yeah.
And that was 3 years ago, which is crazy to me, you know?
Yeah.
But I'm glad I did it. I'm glad I created that foundation for myself to learn some of those things. That was really helpful for me.
That's good.
And then you made me read this.
The Seven Husbands of Evelyn Hugo. I did.
I don't know what year it is. I'll see if I find it here.
And then I read The Anthropocene Reviewed. I read Convenience Store Woman, which I didn't love. Oh!
That was 2022?
It was 2022.
No way!
I read A Little Life for the first time. That's crazy.
Oh my gosh, yes, because we used to get coffee once a week together in co-work before he moved to Spain, and you were reading A Little Life, and I was reading Turtles All the Way Down.
Oh, yeah.
And then you read Turtles
Yeah.
All the Way Down.
Yeah, and I was like,
John
we're not
Green.
swapping, but I'll read Turtles All the Way Down.
Yeah. I read The Song of Achilles, which I thought it came out more recently, but it's from 2011. It just blew up in 2021, 2022, I think.
Yep.
I read an absolutely remarkable thing by Hank Green, and then I did the
sequel, A Beautifully Foolish Endeavor.
At some point, way later.
I did back to back. It was April...
I read both of them before you.
Correct. I did April 20th, and then May 2nd was the next one.
February 20th for me.
Bless you.
Oh, no.
What was that? The second one is not the same.
I was going to say another one. And the sneeze came in the middle.
I also read Normal People that year, which was my first Sally Rooney, and now, as you know, I've read all of her books, I think. There's Crying in H Mart that I did listen to. The Vanishing Half. Oh, I read The Kite Runner.
Oh, you did that year.
I think I wanted to feel all the feelings that books could give me as a baseline.
It's time. It's time.
I was like, let's go and do all the books that people say you're supposed to have read, which is why I was like, I'm reading books. I need to read a Hemingway. The Sun Also Rises is a cool title. Terrible.
But you have another Hemingway you like now?
Yeah. The Old Man and the Sea. Yeah.
I read The Tenant of Wildfell Hall
Oh.
In March of 2022 because my best friend, she was like, hey, now that you're a reader, add this to your list. And so I did, and then I loved it, and then I had John read it last year.
This is true.
I also listened to Dial A for Aunties. Okay, let's talk about this for a second.
Is where it came from.
What do you mean?
Because we saw it in Bermuda, and you were like, I read that. And I was like, when?
So this was also in March of 2022. I was in the mood for a fun read. And this book is so funny to me. I love it so much. If you are in any culture, from an island, you know who aunties are, right? You know what I'm saying? I'm sure it's in other cultures, but I'm just going to categorize that right now.
Sure.
And so these are Asian aunties who are at the home, interacting, always up in your business kind of thing, right? We know. And this girl goes on a date, and in a turn of events, you kind of know this going into the book, her date dies. And it is up to her and her aunties to make sure that his death stays hidden. And it is an adventure of them making sure that this corpse does not enter into the police files or really anything like that. So she brings him inside and she tells the aunties you can't tell anyone. And then she tells a story and this is how this man died. And then now they have to hide the body. And it is a series of events at a wedding and all of these things. It is so funny and such a riot.
Nice.
And I gave it a 3.75 and I just thoroughly enjoyed myself. But probably if I were to gravitate towards a romantic comedy book, I would want a little bit more prose. Just a little bit. More Taylor Jenkins Reid writing, but like make it funny. Like I think that's the vibe I was looking for my personal favorite. But it's like one of those books that I said I can totally understand why someone would love this and eat it up. So like I can't like that is where my rating came from.
Taylor Jenkins Reid is just kind of like a different level sometimes.
I'm reading Atmosphere right now,
and I just finished it. We'll talk about it.
For contemporary fiction, this is insane. Like
right?
I think it's technically literary on Storygraph, but I don't know if it like checks all the boxes of literary. But for sure it's contemporary, and like I just don't understand how it's so easy to read.
It's so easy to read.
So pretty still.
It's so pretty, and it's still like the story is so good,
and it's so accessible.
Yeah.
Still, like we'll talk about it.
We'll talk about it. Oh, the picture of Dorian Gray, which means we were in Scotland
in June. Yeah.
Yeah.
And also All My Rage, I love, by Sabaa Tahir. It's a young adult novel that I think should be mentioned. I might have mentioned it on the channel before.
We have, for sure.
But I don't typically read young adult, and I picked this up because it was from an author who shares similar background to me, and I wanted to read a little bit of, like, that story, of that immigrant story, and I think she did a really good job articulating that. Oh my goodness, I read One Last Stop by Casey McQuiston.
Wow.
What do you mean? I read Casey McQuiston before you did. Red, White, and Royal Blue.
I got it mixed up with Carly Fortune.
Brother, no.
I was like, so you have read her.
No. But you've read Casey McQuiston.
Yes. Red, White, and Royal Blue.
I didn't read it. And you know what? That's fair.
That's
I think
okay.
I kind of was like, it was a book.
It was a book.
I had a good time.
Sometimes books are just books.
Yeah.
Let books be books.
Ooh! I read Beasts of a Little Lamb by Joo-Hae Kim.
Hey, say it one more time.
Beasts of a Little Land.
Okay.
What do you think I said?
A little lamb?
Meh. Alright, ready? I'm going to read the description for this one.
Oh, okay.
Because we've never talked about this one on the channel, I don't think. And this book might have blown up on TikTok or something. I don't know how I found this book, to be quite honest. It ended up in my hands from my library. An epic story of love, war, and redemption set against the backdrop of the Korean independence movement, following the intertwined fates of a young girl sold to a courtesan school and the penniless son of a hunter. In 1917, deep in the snowy mountains of occupied Korea, an impoverished local hunter on the brink of starvation saves a young Japanese officer from an attacking tiger. In an instant, their fates are connected, and from this encounter unfolds a saga that spans half a century. In the aftermath, a young girl named Jade is sold by her family to Miss Silver's courtesan school, an act of desperation that will cement her place in the lowest social status. When she befriends an orphan boy named Jung-ho, who scrapes together a living begging on the streets of Seoul, they form a deep friendship. As they come of age, Jung-ho is swept up in the revolutionary fight for independence, and Jade becomes a sought-after performer with a new romantic prospect of noble birth. Soon, Jade must decide whether she will risk everything for the one who would do the same for her. It was so good. I had a great time.
I'm so sorry.
No, it wasn't for you.
Okay, good. There's a point when I had to look at the camera because I was like, I have no idea what she's saying anymore. But I think, like, in a similar vein, you would enjoy finishing Pachinko.
It's so big. It's so big. And I was listening to it.
Oh.
In the car.
I don't know if I'd recommend listening to it.
And Libby took it away. And I said, and that's that.
That is their right.
And that is that.
That's the thing with libraries. They do take the books back.
I read Recitatif.
Recitatif.
That was when I read Recitatif. I finally got to the Seven Husbands of Evelyn.
You listened to that too?
Yeah.
Wow.
I remember vacuuming and listening to it. And then the twist came when I was vacuuming. And that's why I have that memory.
The twist.
And then I finally got to A Beautifully Foolish Endeavor.
Yeah.
Before you got to it, both of them. Yeah, okay.
Yep.
And then, I read Ocean Vuong's Night Sky with Exit Wounds. It's a poetry collection, and it was stunning. I think I got that for Christmas, and I really enjoyed it. And then I read a handful of romances. Then I read The Atlas 6 by Olive Blake. And it was one of those books that I was like, I don't love it, but I have to read more.
Yeah, you
That's
did
what
do
happened.
That. Yeah.
Ooh! That's why I say, y'all, this year, I loved it so much, you know? The Stationery Shop by Marjan Kamali.
Oh, yes.
Put it on the read list. It is so good. What?
Scary.
Ooh! And then we bought Never Let Me Go at a used bookstore in Scotland.
Yeah.
And I started reading that, and that's when we got addicted to Kazuo. Then I finally got to The Picture of Dorian Gray, which, have we talked about it on this channel?
Maybe. I think we did it in our classics video.
Yeah, here's the deal. I love this book. Okay? That is just the TLDR.
Yeah, I gave it a 4.75. It was one of the first classics that I had read in a while, and I was impressed. You also hear the name Oscar Wilde all the time, and I had never read anything about Oscar Wilde. So.
Yeah, same. And then I read Piranesi by Susanna Clarke.
Yes.
One of our favorite books.
Correct.
I want to know how long it took for you to get to this book, because I remember I was patient. I was reading it. It was our last night on vacation.
Yeah.
And I started it, and I was falling asleep reading it. And I was like, oh no, this is not going to be that good of a book, but I'm just going to stick with it. And then I was like, okay, best book ever.
Yeah.
You know, that kind of energy. And so I waited until the right moment to be like, okay, John, I think you should read this book. But I wanted him to be in the right mood.
Stalking me from behind the bushes. And
then I said, you're not going to get it until like 50 pages in, and then you're going to like it, I think.
Yeah.
You got to stick with it.
Yeah.
And so about 40 pages in, he goes, I don't know. Or maybe 30 pages. He was just not into it. And I was like, just read it.
It wasn't that I wasn't into it. I was just confused. I was like, what's going on?
And
what are we doing here?
Wait.
Yeah.
And he did.
Yeah.
And now he loves it.
Correct. I don't have a problem sticking through books.
No, I do enough.
Yeah. It's a her thing. Usually I have to be like, you need to read until this point. Like for Trust, I was like, just keep going.
And that was good. I need to clean these.
The vision gets worse.
Yeah. And that was good advice for that.
Yeah. I read My Policeman after the Never Let Me Go because the movie was coming out with Harry Styles, and I was like, I want to be involved in that.
Oh,
let's get into
I
that.
never got to that.
What do you mean? Oh, you didn't? Is that what you said?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We stopped talking because we were like, who said what when and what?
It is looking into each other's eyes.
Being like trying to go back to the conversation.
Yeah.
Then I read Open Water by Caleb Azuma Nelson.
Oh, yeah. And this is when, okay, but before this, I read None of This Is Serious by Catherine Fasifka. This was in, maybe it wasn't in Europe anymore.
No, this is, because I left Europe with this book.
Yeah, okay. So I read this when I got back. Oh, because in a Waterstones, I got a signed copy of this book. In Scotland, and so I read it as I was coming back, and when I got back, and I thought it was fine.
Right. It's the worst when you buy a signed copy and you're like, well.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. I read The Memory Police.
Yeah.
By Yoko Ogawa. I remember we had a pool party at one of your friends' apartments that day. That was my stomach.
That was my stomach?
No, that was my stomach.
Well, are you sure?
No, wait.
I'm okay with claiming that was yours. Yeah, that was your stomach. Loud as hell.
Anyway, I really liked The Memory Police.
Yeah, this is when we did that swap of Transcendent Kingdom and Open Water that we talked about, which I guess you just don't have it listed. Oh, up there?
Like, I read so much in between. I started it and finished it before you... This doesn't make sense.
This doesn't make sense.
This doesn't make sense.
Something.
But I did read Open Water before you, and then you read Transcendent Kingdom. You said... No, this is what happened. I remember. Okay, hold on. Let me talk about this real quick.
Okay.
I read Kaikeyi by Vaishnavi Patel.
This is true.
In 2022.
Yep.
On a plane. This is correct. Because I wrote this on a plane.
Okay.
On my iPad. And I really enjoyed it. It was the first... This might be wrong. I think it's the first retelling of mythology that I had read.
That's wild. No, you just talked about Song of Achilles before.
That's true. It's the second retelling that I had read.
Wrong.
And it was of the Hindu gods.
Yes.
And I am reading now Goddess of the River by the same author.
Correct.
Very exciting to see the differences in the writing style. I can't wait to talk to you about it.
Yeah.
So what happened was you read Transcendent Kingdom.
Before you.
Yes. Came to Bermuda. Okay. Reading it, I believe. Let's look at the date. Yes, coming to Bermuda to reading it. Okay. You were reading it and said, Sierra, that you would love this book. This book is for you. And I said, I read a book that you would love. You have to read Open Water by Caleb Azuma Nelson.
I see.
And so we flipped books that year. And it was the first time we ever buddy read together.
Yeah.
Unintentionally at first.
Yep.
But then we made it a whole thing. We didn't have a channel. And he rated Transcendent Kingdom 4.75.
Correct.
I rated it 5 stars.
Yep.
And we flipped for Open Water.
Yeah.
And we do reflect the main characters. And that's very funny to me.
Yeah. And as you know, I've recently reread Open Water and still would give it 5 stars again.
Okay, this book I think needs more hype. I saw nothing about it on the internet. I bought it because it was, I think, at Target on sale. It was Take My Hand by Dolan Perkins Valdez. It is a historical fiction where we walk through the life of a Black woman in the United States, and the journey you think you're on is one, and then we learn more about the real American history through her experiences that we don't really get taught about. And I think it was a really well done way to do it. I did cry. Caution.
I read On Earth We're Briefly Gorgeous by Ocean Vuong. And if there's a book that I need to reread to give it another chance, it's this book. Because I think I was wrong about this book when I read it. Genuinely. Because I know so many people that I respect and people in the book community love Ocean Vuong's writing. And for some reason the story didn't hit me. But I think it's because I was so eager to go from like open water into the book that I read afterwards, which is The Handmaid's Tale, that I didn't give On Earth We're Briefly Gorgeous enough time.
Yeah.
I like sped through it and I could barely even remember what it's about now. So that's a book I need to reread. And I don't know what happened to it because it's not on my bookshelf anymore.
All right.
Anyway.
Then I read The Alice Network by Kate Quinn, historical fiction about World War II and the women who wrote letters and took care of some covert ops that no one really talks about. So very cool. Then John leaves the country.
No.
Yeah. You're about to leave.
I'm about to leave, but like...
Are you sure?
I leave in October.
Remember I was starting to work out. I was reading this on the treadmill. Never mind, he's not gone yet.
I'm not gone yet. I'll know the book I read on the plane.
Yeah. Cool memories.
Yeah.
So Panenka, I was reading in the gym. I was reading it on the treadmill. Looking at the book, and I was like, oh my gosh, this is so good. And then I was like, oh my gosh, this is so good. I need to stop working out so I can read this book. Like, it was one of those moments.
Yeah.
And this was a book that I was like, Jonathan,
Yeah.
you need to read it. I think you need to read it.
Yeah.
So was Jack Edwards, I think. So I think that's one of the reasons I picked it up.
That's true. Yeah. Back then, a lot of the books I was reading were direct influence from Jack Edwards. It's a little bit less so now, but like I still love Jack and I still watch him. But back then it was like, Jack talked about it, I'm buying it right now.
Oh, and then I read The Sea of Tranquility by Emily St. John Mandel. It came out in 2022, and I had read it in 2022. I was a better booktuber then than I was than I am now.
That's fair. Yeah, I need to get to it.
Okay.
I read, sorry bookshelf, The Catcher in the Rye, and thus began the journey of trying to validate myself.
Oh, yeah, that's even before you were on the internet.
Yeah.
I still need to read it. I want to read it.
I agree.
I read Verity from recommendation of a friend.
Moving on.
And I said fine.
I read Tomorrow, and I gave it 5 stars. I don't know if I'd do that same today, but I still think it's a great book.
I read Violetta by Isabel Allende. I read it in English. It's a historical fiction novel, very Isabel Allende coded in the way that it's like multiple people's lives integrated and timelines and things like that.
But
historical fiction, for sure.
1984. A classic.
Quite literally.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
And it was good. It's one of those that we read in high school. Forgot it.
I read Finding Me by Viola Davis and loved it. I listened to that one. She reads it herself, and hearing her life story was important to me. I think you read it by the time we had a channel. So I remember you talking about the cat.
Yeah, I read it. Oh, yeah, while we had a channel.
Yeah, that's what I meant.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
I read Verity.
Okay, you got to Verity.
Hold on.
Wait, this is true. This is so funny.
This book continues to get pushed further down in rating as I find other books that I'm like, well, it can't be any the same as that. So right now it is at a 1.5.
I don't think it deserves that.
Anyway.
All right.
I regret nothing.
That's fair. I read All About Love by Bell Hooks and Milk Fed by Melissa Broder.
I read Circe by Madeline Miller, and this was like Song of Achilles happened, and Circe happened. Circe is so good. It's a little bit bigger, and like it's not as well known of a story in Greek mythology, but I think it's so underrated, and so much good stuff happens. I highly recommend reading Circe, please.
Nice. Also, we're going through these really fast. Sorry that we won't be able to like break them all down. That's not the point of this video.
Correct.
If you have specific questions about a book, feel free to leave a comment. I won't be able to, I zoomed through all of the books that I read at the beginning of the year just because we're not going to make this video 3 hours long. So if you have questions specifically about a topic or a era of our reading or what we really enjoyed, please feel free to type that, but we won't have covers for every single book we've mentioned or things like that. So just a heads up, we're just talking to you.
Yeah.
To if you have specific questions, please let us know.
Yeah.
But I'm so sorry that we won't be able to accommodate for that specific need in this moment.
And I might not be putting the pictures
for
of
all the
the
fast
cover
ones
because it's
Yeah.
I'm gonna let you keep going because I'm a little ahead of you.
Okay, so I read some Greek retellings. Ooh, I rated that really highly.
Yeah.
I really enjoyed Electra by
that's a good
Jennifer
one.
Saint.
Yeah.
I don't really know much about Greek mythology. I don't know any of the stories. So there's a twist at the end of this book that I was like,
Yeah.
and it's just like the story.
And that is like, I don't want to try to push Greek mythology retellings on you.
You are. You
as
just
much
yelled
as I
about Circe.
I did. As much as I push like other books on you because I don't know, you're not as into it as I am, which is so fair. But I think you would love it. I think the more you read them, the more you would fall in love with Greek mythology and retellings because you loved Electra.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah, you're right.
I want it for her. I want to be able to geek out on my Greek mythology with Sierra, and I can't yet.
I read a handful of more rom-coms. Grave Reservations. The Kiss
You
Quotient.
wrote the Kiss Quotient?
We're not going to talk about it.
She gave it a 1.5.
Oh. I know some people love it.
And that's fine. You can talk about your reviews.
No, I don't remember what it was. I think some of the representation in there, some people love it. And from the people that I spoke to, it wasn't an accurate representation for them. And so that was hard for me. I think it doesn't always have to be an accurate representation for everyone.
Sure.
But I just don't know.
You don't have to. You can.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
And then I read The Partner Track by Helen Wan. I liked the show. It got canceled though. So. And The Bodyguard was good. I liked The Bodyguard by Catherine Sender. That one was fun. It's fake dating trope, and it was just a fun read. And she was like, the main character is so cool and confident in herself, and I love when a character is like that in a rom-com.
Nice.
And then I got to Babel.
Babel, so
by
good.
R.F. Kuang. Yeah, I really enjoyed it. I don't think it's a perfect book, but I do think that the magic system is fascinating to me. And I think I just have more trouble in general than you, I think, with Dark Academia.
Yeah.
And I just don't love it as much. Maybe because I'm in academia and the darkness feels so real.
I think it's because a lot of Dark Academia books, there's always going to be a portion of it that lulls a little bit.
That's true.
Because it's, like, I feel like that's where the academia comes in. It's not all, like fun, magic stuff all the time. We're going to have some lulls. We're just talking about, like, the stuff we're learning, the stuff that's going on in the small backgrounds. And I like
that part. I actually don't, like, the battles are too long for me sometimes.
Oh, I forget the battles in these.
Exactly.
Oh.
Like, write them better a little bit, you know?
The only battle I remember is at the end.
Yeah, same.
Yeah. There were other ones?
That was the main one.
Okay.
That's the only one.
Yeah.
And I remember it being, like, so long.
Yeah. It was the last stand.
Yeah, and I was like, okay. Like, those types of things, I would rather watch.
Okay. Yeah, sure.
So if I would rather spend my time watching that particular thing, it is difficult for my brain to be excited about reading it. Oh! Okay, you're next.
Let me speak.
Sorry.
I read... chill.
Okay.
I read Beautiful Boy. By David Sheff. This is a nonfiction, and a reason I read it is because it's one of my favorite movies ever made. It has Timothée Chalamet and Steve Carell. It is beautiful. Definitely read your trigger warnings, or read your trigger warnings if you're going to read the book or watch the movie. It is devastating. It's talking about a father trying to help his son and understand his son who's going through drug addiction at like a pretty young age. So, and like what the repercussions that has with his family and his relationships and all the things like that, and how like in depth the movie does a decent job of this, but doesn't focus on it as much as the book does, of how much like research and time the father put into trying to understand what was going on in his son's life and brain. In the book, that is like the majority of the book, and the little like small side stories you see happen in like really small sections. The majority of it is like this father is trying to understand how to help. So good.
Wow.
Yeah. Anyway,
I still need to read it / watch it.
I think
you want
watch
me to
it.
do both.
Yeah, I think read it.
But after what you just said, I want to read it.
Okay, read it.
But like, you want me to watch it too?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes, and and then I read Call Me by Your Name. I was on my Timothée Chalamet, my orc. Loved it. It's so good. That movie is another one that's incredible. Those are both like in my top movies of all time for sure. I gave it 4.75 stars. It's good. I read the sequel. Not as good.
Understood.
Yeah.
I read A Psalm for the Wild-Built by Becky Chambers.
Yeah.
One of my favorite books of all time.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Or duology of all time.
Yeah,
so I read that,
sure.
and then I read A Prayer for the Crown Shy, the second one.
The sequel.
don't own these books because I got them from the library.
Oh.
And I think that needs to happen soon.
I agree.
Because I think about them often.
Often.
Yeah.
This is another area where Sierra and I flipped. She liked the second one more than the first one. I liked the first one more than the second one. I read Electra. Throw that in there. I read The Bluest Eye, my first Toni Morrison. Yeah.
Baby's first Toni Morrison.
Baby's first Toni Morrison. It's good. I need to read more. I still haven't read another Toni Morrison. That feels like a shame.
That's so fair.
And Pure Nessie. I finally got to Pure Nessie. I did give it 5 stars. That book's incredible. It's still up there. I should reread it.
I did not give it 5 stars. That's a T.
This always happens. Yeah, this is true.
Okay, then I read Red Rising.
Yeah, which doesn't make any sense for you.
I gave it a 4.25.
Okay.
It was a good book.
Yeah, that's what you gave Babel.
Yeah, they felt the same to me.
That's crazy.
No, like in the writing style.
Oh, okay.
I liked the academia.
No, it's still crazy. The writing style? The battles?
No.
Okay.
Like...
Because R.F. Kuang does not write like Batman.
How do I explain? It felt a lot like, here's what's happening type writing.
Okay.
Not experience what's happening type writing all the time.
I feel like Babel was more like, here's what's happening and experience what's happening.
Yes.
Red Rising is just, here's what's happening.
I agree.
Okay.
I thought the political, like, commentary was quite interesting in Red Rising.
Yeah, it is.
So then they end up at the same rating.
This is how I know that I was about to leave for Spain, because right before I left, I reread The Great Gatsby. And I was like, this book is incredible. I did not understand the first time. I was not clocked in. Great Gatsby, F. Scott Fitzgerald. Locked in?
Oh.
Clock. Whichever.
Clock.
Great Gatsby, F. Scott Fitzgerald, an American classic. It's so good. And if you haven't read it in a while, I recommend rereading it. If you read it in school, that was the last time you interacted with the book, read it again. It's incredible. It's beautiful. And then I got on my flight and I was reading I'm Glad My Mom Died by Jeanette McCurdy.
Really tough read on a flight.
Yeah, but I needed a book that was like sizable enough because it was a long journey. Because I ended up booking my ticket the next day to fly to Spain, to live in Spain.
Whoa.
Yeah, because I was waiting on my visa, and I was like, as soon as the visa is in my hand, then I can book the flight to leave the next day. So that's what I did. And I was like, I need a book that's sizable that I can read as I sleep in London Heathrow Airport. I did. Not overnight, just like I had a long layover, 7 hours. Hated it. But the book is great.
I gave it 5 stars.
I also gave it 5 stars.
Yeah, I thought it was a really good book. Again, I got that one from the library, and I remember it finally arrived, because it was a popular book, so it took a while for it to show up. And I had it on my nightstand, and I was like, yeah, I'll open it, I'll start it.
Yeah.
And I started it, and then I, like, kept flipping the pages, and I was eating it up, and all of a sudden I was 100 pages in, and I was like, I gotta go to bed. Like, it was one of those moments.
Yeah. I own it. The reason it's like not on my shelves or highlighted anywhere is because when I was living in Spain, that book got passed around to all my friends so much, and it got beaten and battered, and I was like, I had to throw away the dust jacket, or somebody lost the dust jacket and returned it back to me naked, and I was like, what have you done?
Where is the common courtesy?
So I own it. It's like literally behind the couch because I still let people borrow it after it was returned to me nude, and then it got beat up some more. So I'm just like, I need to either buy a new copy of it or just let it be loved. It's a very loved book.
And then I had my last book of the year. I read Normal People by Sally Rooney when I was on vacation visiting my friends in Colorado. And I remember being like, why did it take me so long to read this book? It's pretty good.
Yeah.
And that's how I felt about it.
We love Sally.
And that's it.
Now I'm in Spain. I read Malibu Rising, another Taylor Jenkins read.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, which is like out of probably either my second to least favorite or least favorite out of the ones.
Okay.
And then I read Hamnet. I gave that 4 stars.
I DNF'd Hamnet.
That makes sense.
I read 5 pages and
that
then
tracks.
stopped. I don't remember what happened.
That honestly tracks because I barely remember what happened.
Because it was a library book, and I was like, I have to return this, so there's no way I'm going to get to finish this in the next 2 weeks.
And then I read what I think is a pretty overhyped book, my opinion, The Midnight Library.
My opinion.
My opinion, The Midnight Library. Yeah. I feel like the message in it is a message that we hear all the time, and it wasn't given to us in like that fresh of a way. Honestly.
Sure. Fair enough.
My bad. And then my last book of the year was Conversation with Friends, which I finished on Christmas Eve. And yeah, it was Sally Rooney again.
And that's approximately the 100 books we read in 2022.
Yeah. That's crazy.
Yeah.
There's so many good ones in there.
Yeah,
and some bad ones, like Verity.
Well,
First.
we can't keep doing Colleen like that.
I can.
I guess so. She has a new movie coming out soon.
I know. How do they keep doing that?
So fast.
Yeah. Emily Henry has one coming out too.
Reading Atmosphere, I'm like, I need this as a movie. Like, I need this one as a movie.
Don't
tell me anything because I haven't finished it.
I won't.
Okay.
They haven't turned any of her movies, They haven't turned any of her books into movies yet, and I think that's a disservice. I love Emily Henry as much as the next girlie, but I think Taylor Dick and Reed deserve a chance.
What movie is Emily Henry doing?
People We Meet on Vacation.
Oh, yeah. That's fine.
Yeah. Which isn't the one I would choose first.
But maybe they'll do it justice. Like, maybe it'll be better on
screen.
screen.
It might be better on screen.
Yeah.
That's a good way to think about it. Yeah.
Or not better, but like more accessible for someone like us.
Sure.
Yeah.
I want to see Happy Place on screen.
Okay.
We write it down.
Okay. Write the screenplay. I hope you enjoyed that. I realize in retrospect we went through that very fast.
Yeah.
So apologies. And also thank you for joining.
Yeah. Thanks for watching. Like and subscribe. And we'll catch you in the next one.
Bye.
See ya.